Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for the love and support that you have shown my channel. All of my new subscribers, welcome. For those of you who are not subscribed, make sure you like, subscribe, follow me, turn on your notifications for all the new videos that are coming up in the future. I was not expecting to have so much support on my video. I was hoping to get maybe 20, 30 views, maybe 1 or 2 subscribers. I've definitely gotten more than I was expecting, and I am so grateful for you guys to follow my journey on recovering from my plastic surgery. Today, I am almost 5 months post-op. I am about 4.5, I think I'm about 2 weeks away from being 5 months post-op, and I feel great. My scar tissue is healing very, very nicely from my liposuction. And I am ready to give you guys more content, give you guys everything that you're wanting. If you saw the title of this video, we are going to be doing a Q&A. These are questions that came through from my last video, as well as my DMs on Instagram from family and friends. So let's get into it. The first question, and I get this question very frequently, is how much did I spend on surgery? I went back and forth on this if I was going to share the exact amounts, and I decided ultimately that I want to be transparent in everything when it comes to this with my viewers. And I also want to preface this by if you are in Charlotte, if you are interested in plastic surgery, please do not go to my doctor and say, I want this at this price because that's what Natalie got. Plastic surgeons, as well as any cosmetic doctor, they are able to change their prices whenever they want. Also, I got 3 surgeries in one. I also got my surgery done around the holidays, which there was like a special at that time. So my price might vary from other people's price. I might have paid more than some people. I might pay less than some people. So again, I just want to preface this. Please do not go to my plastic surgeon and say, this is the price that I want. So my surgeries were breast augmentation, Lipo 360, and then butt grafting or BBL. And I paid $12,000 for just the surgery and anesthesia. In addition to that, you do have to pay for the things that you need post-op, bandages. I bought an additional surgical bra. I also bought you need pads for when you're draining from your life. There's lots of things that you have to buy, okay? And I paid a decent amount, and then you also get lymphatic, see, tongue twister, lymphatic drainage massage. You have to get those very frequently after you get lipo. If you don't, you will get the lipo belly. If you ever see somebody who looks like they might have had work done, or they went from big to a little bit smaller and their belly's kind of lumpy, that's because they were not getting their lipo massages, lymphatic drainage massages. I pay about $125 for each of those, and I've gotten a lot done. I would say all in all, if you include the surgery plus all of my post-op massages and just things that I've had to buy, I'd probably spend closer to 15 grand for everything. When it came to the surgery, I paid a portion of it cash and I financed the rest, so that was pretty helpful. But I would say expect to spend around $15,000 if you're looking to get all 3 surgeries. I think separately, my boobs, and I'm just giving you a roundabout number because I don't know exactly. I think my boobs were between $5,000 and $6,000. And then if I remember correctly, my lipo was also going to be around $4,000 or $5,000, and then the butt was just an extra $1,000. But again, don't quote me, don't go to Dr. Gear and say Natalie said this, but that is about what I spent. All right, next question. So this question actually came from a commenter on my last video, and they asked, if I could do it all again, would I separate them out or would I get them all done at once? For me personally, and just my lifestyle, working from home, I have to travel a lot during the year for work and for fun. And so for me personally, getting them all done at once, I would definitely do that again. It was mentally taxing when it came to not being able to sleep comfortably, not really being able to sleep at all. But I don't know if my lifestyle permits me getting 1 to 2 surgeries separate. Like I wouldn't have been able to get them done in the same year. I definitely would have had to get them done another year, and I am 30 years old. And so I just didn't want to waste any more time. Now, if I could go back, if I could really, really go back, let's really talk about it. If I could really, really go back in time, I would get my boobs done in my early 20s when I really, really wanted to get them done. I wouldn't have waited until I was 30. I mean, I love them now that I have them, but I would have loved them in my early 20s as well. So I definitely would have staggered them out. If I could go back in time and get them younger, I would get them separate, but because of my age and just my lifestyle and my work-life balance, getting all 3 at once was definitely the way to go. Another question that I get pretty frequently is, how long was it until I could actually sit down? So there's 2 ways that you sit down. You would either use a BBL pillow, which I will be showing in another video, so be on the lookout for that. It'll be how to use a BBL pillow, how to ride in a car with your pillow, how you sit, and all of the things in your day-to-day. I'll definitely do a video on that, so be on the lookout. But you either sit with the BBL pillow or you sit right on your butt. So I did not sit directly on my butt for almost 9 weeks. I think I was like 8.5 weeks, did not sit on my butt. And my doctor basically said I could start sitting on my butt around 4 to 6 weeks. My massage therapist was like, no girl, don't do that. 8 weeks is like the minimum, and see if you can stretch it out. So I didn't start using my BBL pillow until after my first week post-op, and I only used it if I had to be in the car. And the reason being is it was very uncomfortable still for me, especially car rides longer than like 10 minutes. It was very uncomfortable. So I actually preferred to just not use it at all. When I was at home, it was very uncomfortable to use, so I usually just leaned on something. I would be on my knees, be on my elbows, be on my stomach, like lay across the couch. So I didn't use my BBL pillow anywhere but to drive. And I actually also, just to kind of segue into that, I didn't drive for 4 weeks. So I was driven around for an entire month, whether it be by my mom or somebody else. I was always driven around. I did not drive. And when I did drive, obviously, I had to use the BBL pillow as well. I sat down on my butt almost at the 9-week mark, only because I was moving from my mom's house to my apartment, which we're in now. And with me working from home, I didn't have a standing desk here. I knew that I was going to have to be sitting on my butt for periods of time when it came to working from home. And so I decided that I would just not even sit on my butt until that moment, until I was working at home, and then I was able to do that. It was very sore at first. Even now, I will have moments if I'm sitting in the car for 20, 30 minutes at a time. If I don't have something supporting my butt in the car or in a chair, it will still start to get a little sore. And I think it's just because the fat has already done what it needed to do, right? The whole reason that you don't sit on your butt is because the fat has to grab the muscle. And so I already know that all the fat that I'm supposed to have is there, but I think just because I didn't sit on my butt for such a long period of time, it's still just not used to hard surfaces. And it's gonna take a while for that. So I didn't sit on my butt for almost 9 weeks total. And now I have a purple seat cushion, which I will put the link in my description box so that you can purchase one for yourself if you want to. I don't recommend using it unless you your doctor clears you and you are ready to sit on your butt. This is not a BBL pillow. I will link my BBL pillow as well. But this is just for the comfort after you are 8 weeks plus post-op. And for me, I have to travel for work, like I've mentioned before. I have to drive. And so whenever I'm driving longer than 20 minutes, I always bring that pillow with me. Okay, so another question that I got in my last video was what size faja am I wearing? So in that video, I am wearing a size small from the doctor's office, but I do want to be transparent in saying that not all sizes are equal. The faja I sized down to, I actually bought from my massage therapist, and she buys all of her shapewear needs for her clients from an actual like shapewear store. And I believe she cut the tag out, so I can't figure it out. But I believe she gave me a large or an extra large. And I don't think it has anything to do with my size because I do have like a small frame, but I think it has to do with like curves. And I remember her saying that my butt was very big, so she was gonna put me in a large or an extra large. But I do wanna show my fajas. So the one that I left surgery in is this one. Yay, these little straps that cut into me all the time. And then this is the one, and it's got like some fuzz on it from washing it, but this is the one that I left with, so you can tell it's a little bit smaller. You can actually adjust the straps that way. And then this fuzz looks ridiculous, but the butt cutouts were much more large in the one that I sized down on. The butt cutouts on the surgical one that I went home with, you can see so little. So that's what my fajas look like. So yes, I left with a small, but then I think I got a large, but it was a completely different brand. Another question that I get asked frequently is how I found my surgeon. Also, where do I recommend people to start looking for a surgeon? So obviously when it comes to a Brazilian butt lift, a BBL, they're becoming much more popular. But a lot of girls are going to Miami, they're going to LA, they're going even to Houston. I know there's a great doctor down in Houston to get these surgeries, and other women are going out of the country. I cannot stress enough two things. One, you have to do your research. That's how I found my doctor. I checked Google, I checked his work. I went through all of his before and after pictures, and I did that for several surgeons and made consultations, ultimately went with Dr. Gear. But with that, I personally, and I'm not knocking anybody who's done it, but I've had conversations with girls who have gone out of the country, and I personally do not recommend leaving the country unless you speak the language, know the people very well. If it is where you have family that you feel comfortable, yes. If you are not familiar with this country, I don't think it is the best idea. When it comes to money, I don't think you save as much money as you think you do. And I can't stress enough, do not try to save money on your body. The whole purpose of a surgery is for you to look good and feel good. And you don't want to cut corners to do that. That's how you end up with botched jobs. If you live in a larger city like Atlanta, Houston, even Charlotte. I live in Charlotte. It's not that large of a city, but it has a good group of surgeons. Or if you live close to a large city, I would start there. The surgeons in Miami, they just pump out so many surgeries a day, and I've heard of so many botched jobs, even from Dr. Miami, who's a very, popular plastic surgeon there. And I think that they just get inundated with so many surgeries that they can't really focus. My surgeon personally, I think he does like 2 surgeries a day, which made me feel more comfortable because he's actually going to take time to do my surgery. I just think that there are so many good surgeons locally, depending on where you live, but locally there are lots of good surgeons, and you get to recover at home as well, which I think is an added bonus. I know in my past video I said that if I could do it over again, I would be in a recovery home. But I now, from that was a weekend after months and months of the recovery process, I take that back. Unless the recovery home is local. I actually would have been interested in doing a recovery home in Charlotte where people are, have access to me, my friends and my family, but I would not go out of state where I would have to fly back for my surgery. I could not imagine flying during my recovery process. So I recommend going through all of the reviews, doing as many consultations as you can with don't just settle on your first one, and just trust the vibes. That sounds so cliche, but for me, I just knew when I had my conversation that he was the right surgeon for me. So trust your gut. Another question that I get is, when did my life feel like it went back to normal? I would say around the time that I got to sit down again is when it kind of felt normal, but not until about 10 weeks post-op, when I was comfortably sitting down, felt like I could go out to dinners, felt like I could go out to lunches with friends, felt like I could travel, longer distances by car. It was about 10 weeks post-op, probably exactly 12 is when it all went back to normal. I definitely did not like driving. I hated getting my nails done. I got my nails done, I think, right at 8 weeks post-op. I think it was it was 7 or 8 weeks post-op, and I used my BBL pillow at the nail salon, and that was a nightmare. I do not recommend that. I can't tell you enough. It was awful. Getting a pedicure with a BBL pillow is just not, it's not it. It's not the way to go. I also got my hair done, I think 9 or 10 weeks post-op with I didn't use my BBL pillow. I used my purple, which I'm going to link, my purple cushion that I sat on, but it was still awful. My butt hurt so bad when I left. So I would say about 10 to 12 weeks, you're definitely going to feel back to normal. You're gonna be wearing the clothes that you wanna wear, feeling great about yourself. My bruising went down, I wanna say around like 7 weeks. I was almost no bruises, but you never stop getting the lymphatic drainage massages. Don't stop getting those for at least, I wanna say like 6 or 7 months. Like, I'm still getting mine. So that's about when I started to feel normal. So the very last question that I'm going to answer is, am I happy with my results? And the answer is absolutely, positively. I am so happy with them. I feel so much more confident in the clothes that I wear, the clothes that I buy myself, the pictures that I take. I did not take pictures of myself for years. I'm not kidding. For years, it was just here up. I really hated this, and I tried to embrace it. There was a point, maybe like a couple months in time, where I tried to embrace it, and then I ended up hiding all of my photos on Instagram because I really felt like I looked back and I wasn't happy. One thing that I will say is, while I am more confident, I'm still the same person. It makes me very uncomfortable when guys hit on me and tell me that I'm pretty and DM me. Those are still things that I'm working through. And it's a work in progress. Confidence is always a work in progress, but I am so happy with my results. I did them for me. I love the way I look. I love the clothes that I get to wear now. And I definitely feel like I am living my life to the absolute fullest. And I thank surgery for giving me that push to live what I feel like is my authentic self. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have anything else that you want to ask me, please feel free to leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on those notifications so that you can see the next videos that come up. I'm going to be showing you how to properly wear your faja, the ways that I sat and slept during my recovery. I'm also going to try to get you a lymphatic draining massage video. So I'll talk to my massage therapist about that and see if we can work something out. But thank you guys so much again for watching. I appreciate all of the love, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.